Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Laughing to the Void podcast with your host, Colin. That's me. I hope you had a good past 2 weeks since listening. How was it? That's good. Alright, so these first few jokes, I really hope you don't laugh at them because they're not supposed to be funny. So here we go. I found a brown sticky object in the toilet the other day. It was a stick covered with tree sap and dried debris from its surroundings. Alright, next one. Every time I drive home from the bar intoxicated, every pedestrian decides it's a good time to cross the street. It makes them even harder to avoid when I'm passed out at the wheel doing 115 on a side street. Okay, next one. I went to a fancy Italian restaurant the other night, and the waiter came over and asked whether I would like to see the seasonal menu. I obliged, and he retrieved the menu. I looked over it and asked, "Does this braised turkey come with potatoes?" And he replied, "Do you mean the braised turkey special?" "Yes, it does." And I was taken aback. And so I asked, "Why would I need the braised turkey special? Any average turkey would suffice." Then we both had a good laugh. Okay, next one. Actions speak louder than words, but my 80-year-old German parrot sure does like to tell my guests his outdated ideologies. You wouldn't believe some of the things Adolphus the German parrot would say. Weird name for a parrot. Reminds me of that man that committed various crimes against humanity in the 1940s. The University of Cambridge did a study that concluded that taller men with better posture are generally perceived as more attractive. Boy, thanks for spelling that one out for us, Cambridge. The show Beef that recently released on Netflix has gained critical acclaim for its look into the modern midlife crisis and manic depressive episodes. Personally, I didn't care for it too much, as I'm waiting for the next season, Slightly Undercooked Turkey, to come out. Okay, well, you made it through. Those were the jokes that weren't funny. Now you can listen to all the ones that... Yeah, you can listen to the other ones. I was going to ask for an attractive girl's number that I see at the gym frequently, but I'm kind of unsure what to do for a date. Like, I want to do a unique activity to provide a unique experience to make myself stand out, but I also don't want to frighten her on the initial interaction. I mean, a couple of the things that I like to do are imagine what random pedestrians would look like naked, discuss the efficiency of Japanese vehicles, and pick the ingrown hairs out of my chafed upper thigh area. So I'm not exactly sure how interested she would be in any of those options, but we'll see. I think childbirth will always be gross to me, at least on some level. I mean, the part about creating life and a human growing inside of another human is pretty interesting. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much just pushing a large object out of one of the holes in your body. I think seeing too many perverse family videos on Twitter and then Kevin Gates' story has kind of convinced me that any obtrusive fleshy object exiting a bodily orifice is objectively foul. I'm aware that these are very ignorant statements, but I know when my first child emerges from those depths that the only thing I'll be thinking about is that 7-pound log that I dropped into the toilet in the morning. So here are some of the interns' jokes. I wanted them to get another crack at it this week to try to make up for last. The worst thing about going to court for your DUI is explaining to the judge how you should be reimbursed for the windshield that the Type F Charger from the break room shattered. Some people have no compassion nowadays. I like that one because it's a little callback to the previous week. I picked up my boss's dry cleaning the other day, and while I examined the clothing to make sure everything was in order, I noticed that the clothes definitely were dry, but they sure weren't cleaner. That one has some potential. I was walking behind a middle-aged Belgian woman drinking a vanilla latte on my way to the train station this morning. By the time she got to the station, the coffee was completely drank, and the cup was thrown in the recycling. Nothing too funny about that one. All right, give it up for the intern. I just wanted to wait for your round of applause to end before I went on to the next one. This is a poem that I wrote while fishing debris out of my eye. Office chair with grout in the wheels. Recycled opioids. Pollen dusting. Physically induced pink eye. Screaming child. Moist grave. Ecstasy capsules. Insensitive doctor. Anus infection. Cactus leaves. Burning cork. Jesus. Amen. I've been thinking about people naked recently, but not in the sense like when you watch porn, like you see two creatures with no clothes on that kind of resemble humans, but more in the sense of just wondering what their bodies look like. Like if they have a pinky-sized skin tag in the middle of their chest that's diverting flow from their other appendages, or if they have a vile bubbling rash on the top of their inner thigh, but they're too scared to go see the doctor about it because they think they have cancer. These thoughts do get uncomfortable when I visit my grandma at the nursing home. The old men have that don't have tips anymore because they've been scraping against the ground from all that sagging skin. Then the old women have to wrap their tits around their neck like a scarf to prevent the same issue. It's quite a horrid thought. In my room there lies a small plastic jar containing all of the kidney stones that belonged to my grandfather. It's about time to do some characters, so this first one is a colorblind man that is looking through a kaleidoscope. These geometric shapes and how they move is pretty neat. The mirrors on the inside must reflect the light to create all these shapes and patterns, because he wouldn't be aware of the colors, is the joke. Because he's colorblind. So he would not be aware that there are colors to be seen. This next character is your friend that brings you some gifts for your graduation party. Hey, Dasani, I want to say congrats on graduation. It's a big life achievement. I got you a little something to remember the good times and celebrate. Oh, that first one is the vodka you like. Oh yeah, remember that time at the river? Crazy. Oh, and those are custom M&Ms with your name printed on them. Yeah, I ordered them online. Oh, that's just a little baggie of that extra ketchup that you left in my place that one time. I know, pretty crazy. Oh, do you remember that Polaroid camera that we had? Well, I actually found the SD card from it and found all sorts of stuff on it. Like that time that guy accidentally fell off of our roof and broke his neck. I was able to get some crazy pics before the police fenced it off. Oh, and that last one is definitely my favorite. Oh, here. You dropped it. What do you mean you don't want a human thumb? So remember the guy sophomore year that I caught trying to steal your bike? Well, I found his apartment and then snuck through the window at night. It was unlocked. Shocker for a guy that can't steal a bike. And I sliced his thumb off for a keychain for you. Oh, your uncle's a cop. Well, I think it's almost time for me to go. I appreciate you having me, but yeah, enjoy your gifts. The vodka, the human thumb, the extra bag of ketchup. I'll see you guys later. And that was the guy that got you a human thumb for graduation. This is a man that went to the beach once and got stung by a jellyfish. Hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. How's the new job going? Oh, well, that's good. Oh, well, your middle finger has a cut on it, and I just wanted to... No, I was just going to pee on it, I swear. Okay. So, how's your grandma doing? No. It's terminal? Would you mind if I went to the bathroom real quick to fill up this Tupperware for your grandma to drink? She'll feel way better, I promise. You're calling the cops? They'll never catch me with my fully pissed on ankles. Yeah, I didn't really know how to end that one. That was a guy that just wants to pee in various places on people, I think. In theory, it was pretty funny, but I think the execution was not where it needed to be. This is a man ordering a coffee off of the secret menu at Starbucks. Hi, can I get a grande dark roast? And can you make it super soaker sloppy? And I want it finger stirred. No machine. The finger really brings out the oils from the coffee bean. Thanks for the coffee. Oh, that's super sloppy. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna quit doing jokes forever after that one. I think that was just a man that wanted to in his coffee, but I know we just did characters, but I do have one impersonation this week. This is my rendition of Elon Musk decompressing after a long day of work. My dad f***ed my stepdaughter, and I fully support him. He thinks I'm a failure. Just wait until he finds the anthrax that I put on his toothbrush. Remember that time I smoked weed? Pretty epic, right? There's a small nuclear bomb in every Tesla that will detonate the moment the clock strikes 12. I bought Twitter. How about that? Everyone wonders how I run all these businesses. I have a little goblin crawling around to my rectum directing me like a puppet. It's quite nice, actually. Well, time to get some shut-eye before Gilbert starts crawling around to my ass again. And that's Elon Musk being controlled by a goblin through his anus. Alright, and the return of everyone's favorite segment, the Would You Rather segment. I only wrote one this week. I believe it's going to go similarly for the weeks out, or the podcast moving forward. Would you rather eat a box of 6 to 10 millimeter diameter kidney stones from an Italian homeless man who's been collecting the stones over the past 15 years? The box is the same size as a 1.65 ounce Nerds package, the one that splits down the middle, separating grape and strawberry flavors. The difference between the two categories in the box are that they're separated into large stones and the most yellowed stones. If a stone is both one of the largest and the most yellow, it is placed in the largest category. The homeless man is from the Sicilian region, spending his adult life in Palermo. He spends most of his time wandering the city streets, hassling tourists for spare euros and toothpaste. He has halitosis. His diet of 35 years consists of black tea, Coca-Cola, almonds, cashews, slices of salami, and slices of prosciutto in varying amounts for 3 meals a day. Thus, he has a lot of calcium built up in his digestive system. He collects the stones each day in a small felt dime bag embroidered with his initials in silver. After collecting them, he brings them back to his homeless man perch and deposits them into a white ceramic vase containing the rest of his stash. A diamond sorcerer from Jacob & Co. comes across this stash while exploring the city, and he brings it back to the office with him to have it sorted for your ingestion. You're locked in a holding cell of the Cook County Prison, and you're given 30 minutes to finish the box of kidney stones before the door is unlocked, and 50 prisoners are allowed the opportunity of doing what they would please with your body. What they do is up to them, but this typically involves multiple of the following: physical assault, verbal assault, assault, attempted murder, attempted robbery, murder, robbery, and overall emotional defamation. If you finish on time, the back wall of the room opens up, and you must navigate the secret Cook County Prison catacombs to find your way out. Or get ran over by Kanye West driving his beige Lamborghini Urus at 30 miles per hour. You're taking a stroll down a dirt road at your vacation home in Cody, Wyoming at 10 p.m. as you see some headlights speeding toward you in the distance. You move off the road into the open field, but the car swerves toward you wherever you step. You jump while you're hit by the car, and you tumble over the cabin and fall off the back of the vehicle onto the hard Wyoming turf. You notice that the car did not brake before it hit you, indicating malintent. The car drives away and disappears over a ridge, only to come back 15 minutes later to your rescue. The injuries you sustain are as follows: road rash covering your back, broken left femur, fibula, and tibula, elbow and knee contusions, mild concussion, moderate to severe whiplash, a 4-inch long cut across your face from broken glass that you happened to fall on, a severely bruised ego, and PTSD of walking. You are put on a stretcher and laid over the back seat and center console. You cannot tell who's driving since you're very disoriented and in shock, but you assume that it's Kanye by the melodic accuracy of the person singing along to Graduation in the front seat. You are dropped off at the hospital and wake up the next day with the news that you'll be bedridden in the West Park Hospital in Cody, Wyoming for the next 6 weeks to recover. 80% of your non-insurance medical fees will be covered by an anonymous benefactor. And you can no longer listen to Kanye after your recovery because it reminds you of the incident. Getting hit by a car doesn't sound too bad, so I think I would go with that one. Alright, this next segment is not really a segment. Basically, I wrote this for the podcast, but I ended up making it into a few TikToks or short videos, whatever. So this is the Millionaire Mindset segment. So I'll play the clips consecutively. There should be about 3, I believe. So yeah, here's the Millionaire Mindset segment. I saw a dead monkey roadside the other day. You want to know what it made me think of? Financial opportunity. Do you know how many restaurants in America can get their hands on black-crested Gabon meat? I knew that if I picked that monkey up, skinned it roadside, and threw away the remains at the local Toyota dealership, that I could turn an afternoon of running errands for my mom into a dose of financial immunity. Imagine you're sitting on the train across from 3 teenagers talking about their favorite seafood restaurant. Now picture them naked. What do you see? Pieces of meat being moved through space? An older man sitting uncomfortably close to them wearing a bowler's hat? Or 3 identities you could potentially steal? So many people talk about the mindset, but are you ready at all times to potentially rob someone of their ID, steal their social security number, and hold it for ransom of $10,000? The day you see them on that train, and that's the first thing you think of, you're financially free. Alright, now for the final segment, and then I'll let you guys go. How does that sound? Alright, this is the TikTok of the Week segment where I show you a TikTok. And then you may have an emotional response to it.
If you eat a whole Chipotle bowl, you is greedy.
The beauty of that one is the insanity that's implied by the burning Chipotle bowl and the fork with the prongs that are all twisted up.
You know when you're around your coworkers that don't know Jesus and they're like, we're going to hell for that. Who's we?
It's interesting because I know Jesus. We went to middle school together and he never mentioned you once. So, what's up with that?
It's funny because that lady thought she knew Jesus, but that other girl, she really knew Jesus because they went to middle school together. So, look how she got disproved. Pretty epic slam dunk on her part. Well, that's about all I had for this week. I know this episode might be a bit shorter than the previous weeks. I was working on the videos that I showed, the Millionaire Mindset videos, so it took some time away from that, but I appreciate you watching, as always. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and or TikTok, preferably TikTok. Not necessarily preferably, but if you were to pick one, I would want you to pick that one. That's actually the definition of preferably. So, yeah, enjoy the whatever day you're listening to this on. So, I'll see you in the next episode. Good night, or good morning, or evening, or whenever time of the day you're listening to this. Goodbye.
The flex, bumping Justin Bieber, the fever and left. She know what she need, or she blessed. Giving my best.
Great job, guys. Really excellent job.